Hey guys, it's Spacey Sims, and we are back with more Mystic Destinies, Chapter 5, Respite for the Wicked. Dun dun dun. Anyway, sorry. Right now, Takumi is taking me somewhere on a scooter. But yesterday, like a vampire, I slept the entire time the sun was up. Though who knows if they even do that? Can't believe they're real. But when I woke that evening, both Taku and Aurelia were gone. I took care of withdrawing from Hagawara as much as it hurt to do so. But I know that I can't concentrate on my studies right now. If I try to focus on too many things, I'll just fail everything. So something had to go. I studied a lot more as well. Besides beginning to gain knowledge of what sorts of magic there are, I find out that even just a basic summoning of magic can take a long time to master. Which is depressing me, honestly. Well, whatever, I'm determined to get a hold on it until I can find Shizuka and make her reverse this shit. I did practice controlling and calming my magic, though. After that, it was pretty easy to figure out that my magic is directly connected to my feelings. I kind of feel bad, like, I'm excited about Takumi's part and the fact that he's been in love with her, and, like, so it's really good that they'll be together, but I almost don't like the fact that she's decided to, like, drop out of school and kind of shirk her responsibility. I mean, I guess if you're not feeling it and you're not going to do well in school, you shouldn't waste your money, and you should go only when you know what you want to do and you have those things sorted out to make the most of your education. But I don't know. I just feel like in all of these other things, she was going to school, she was doing stuff, like, and now she's kind of like just being like, yeah, woo, we're going to go out and do crazy shit. And like, I know that she feels like she has to find Shizuka and all that stuff, but I don't know what it is. There's something about it that just makes me feel like, maybe because I'm old and overly responsible and I hate that, but I just feel like, oh, really? Come on. You know what? You were enrolled in school for a reason. Why are you just dropping out? And like, I mean, I guess she's being responsible by withdrawing and not failing out, but it's still like, I don't know, like running away from everyone and like nobody's come after her. Like, none of the guys have looked for, I mean, I guess she technically hasn't been in her apartment, but like, so I guess that's understandable. They've probably tried looking at her apartment, but nobody's there. But like, and I guess Tetsuya doesn't give a shit that Takumi's never home because they live together. Like, I don't know. It's weird. Like, I don't know. That's like the one thing that, I mean, I get it. I kind of get for this path that's how it has to go. But there's like just that part of me that's like, but you're throwing your future away. Even though it's like, you've got to do what you have to do. And going to school, if that's not right for you, is not going to make you happy and it's not going to be good for you. But like, I don't know. I don't know. It's just weird. But anyway, I studied control late into the night again, with never seeing Taku or Aurelia that day. And when I woke up this evening, Takumi was suddenly there, saying he was going to take me out for a Friday night date. Having no choice but to agree, I'm now on Takumi's scooter, my arms wrapped tightly around him so I don't fall off. And see, she's now wearing the sweater that she was wearing in Shinji's route. So it's like, where's her, like, Takumi outfit? Admittedly, it's nice to feel the wind in my hair and to actually not think about anything gloomy for once. I wonder where Taku is taking me. I already asked 3 times, but he won't tell me. I can't hide my surprise when we walk into a big pool area. Cool! This thing looks awesome! There's a giant banana! I am a banana! That slide is like, woo! Like, you... Of all the places I expected to go, it wasn't here. This is where I work as a lifeguard, or, well, did up until yesterday. What do you mean by that? I have a feeling that shit's about to hit the fan, so I asked for some time off work. Indefinitely. Since I got a good track record, they agreed to let me come back whenever I wanted. If I ever do, anyway. Shit hitting the fan, and how do you know this exactly? With you suddenly coming into my life, and the possible breakthrough in Yasu's case? Let's just call it detective's intuition. I was thinking deductive reasoning, and then I was like, detectives intuition. I love to read, but reading out loud is clearly, like, when I'm recording is just... Anyway. Anyway, I'll go get us some snacks. Taku leaves and I turn to examine the pool. Other than some people playing with a beach ball, hardly any people are here. Although that's hardly surprising considering the time of day and year. But look at the fruity drinks that come on the stand! Like, each table comes with a fruity drink. Taku quickly comes back with some snacks and points to the edge of the pool. We could chill over there. Unless you want to get in the pool. With what bathing suit? My thoughts exactly. I'm fine. The air is kind of cold in here anyway. We go sit at the edge of the pool with our snacks, and after rolling up our pant legs, we dangle our feet in the pool. So, how'd you start working here? I knew you were really into swimming, but I still didn't think you'd be a lifeguard. They should have gone swimming because we could have seen Takumi in a bathing suit. Here's Spacey thinking like, Takumi shirtless? Like, whatever. See all his muscles? Like, he's a drawing. I'm thinking of Sparkles the unicorn here. Come on, Sparkles. Get on your sexy little bikini. Get Takumi in his swim trunks. Let's have some splashy fun. And then the second Shinji's like taking off her clothes, it's like, I can't read this. This is awkward, and I'm just embarrassed right now. Anyway. I ask while struggling with one of the snack bags. Who even makes them so hard to open? The struggle doesn't last long. Takumi takes the bag from my hands, opens it for me, and hands it right back. Bird, get Adam a drink. Well, I needed money for my night job gear. And I was accepted into Hagawara on a swimming scholarship, so it just made sense. Swimming scholarship? My drink. Don't look at you. Got water, Bird. Go elsewhere. Shoo. He's trying to drink my frickin' Crystal Light. It's my juice, not your juice. Jerk. He sits on the rim and I had bird feet on my glass. It's gross. Anyway. I'm sorry, did we want to read this part or just talk about random shit? Talk about random shit. Taku shrugs and takes some food from my bag. There's my mouse. I stare at him for a moment, a little surprised that he just helped himself like that. But what's more surprising, or perhaps not at all, is how natural it feels for him to do it. The familiarity of the situation brings back memories of us sitting together like this in the past and sharing whatever food we had. Some things really do stay the same. And you started your night job because after looking for clues on what happened to Yasu, I hit a wall. I met Aurelia during that time. It's a long story. I know you want to know anyway. You're as curious as ever. Well, Takumi moves closer to me. It's almost as if it was unconscious, like he's seeking comfort for whatever he's about to tell me. Taku looks up at the sky through the glass. After you left, I started staying at Yasu's place, looking for clues on what happened to him. I searched Yoru as well. I was a young kid and I didn't know anything, so I got beat up a lot in those days. Thinking back on it, those are some hellish shitty times. He's Chloe! If you watched My Life is Strange Let's Play. If you didn't, you should. Anyway. But he's like Chloe, saying hella. Aww. Anyway. I barely had enough to eat. My parents thought I was at my grandmother's. 2 cops didn't even know their kid was missing. Eventually, I ran into vampires. I saw some things back then. So that kind of explains also why he's a detective and, like, is into investigating, doing all that stuff, because both of his parents are cops, so. Kind of, you know, where he gets that, like, smarts from and, like, investigating and, like, knows all that kind of stuff and, like, you know, I can kind of see that. Okay, so I saw some things back then. Death, and worse. Things I wasn't able to prevent. I was lucky to get out alive. I was such an idiot. I did so many stupid things. Takumi sighs. I met Aurelia when she bailed me out from one stupid decision too many. She saved my life during that mess, and I kind of saved hers. After that, she thought I should follow in my father and brother's footsteps. She said I should start to direct all my passion and energy I had into helping others. She became my parkour mentor and helped me meet people that would teach me how to use weapons. With her help, I opened up my unofficial private detective agency as Dante Shirogane. Dante. And the rest is just history. Wow, that's... I look away. For some reason I can't quite grasp. I feel incredibly sad. I feel incredibly sad. So far, that's probably the only typo I've noticed in this one, so. You were so busy while I was away. You probably faced so many hardships. Yeah. We fall silent and simply look up at the sky above together, our hands so close together that we're nearly touching. So close that I can almost feel him. As the sun sets, a cool breeze passes between us, and I take my feet out of the water, pulling my knees against my chest. Looking down at the water, I begin speaking. You know, I didn't think we'd ever get to do this again. I thought that you didn't ever want to speak to me again back then. When you didn't show up to say goodbye that day, of course I always wanted to talk to you. I mean, I'm sorry. After you left the country, I didn't know how to reach you. I'm glad I was able to help Yasu, even if I was too late and too useless. But I always regretted never getting to say goodbye to you. So I'm glad you're here now. Taku hesitantly puts his hand on mine, and I glance down at it. Look away and do nothing. Remove your hand. Give his hand a squeeze. I give Takumi's hand a small, reassuring squeeze. I look into his eyes, trying to communicate that it's okay, that we're still friends. But Takumi looks surprised more than anything. After a moment, he looks away. After a moment, Taku sighs and pulls his hand away, putting it into his lap. Hey, Honora, when you were young, didn't you used to have a crush on my brother? I'm assuming Yasu is his brother. Maybe. What? His question throws me off balance. I try to gather myself a bit before answering. Well, it was probably a bit more than a crush, but yeah, I guess. So Yasu's his brother. Now we're getting that. He was my friend too! It's probably Takumi's brother. I like how they don't tell you that. You're just supposed... Well, obviously, when she was asking about Yasu, I mean, I don't know, like, Japanese kind of names, so I didn't know if Yasu was a guy's name or a girl's name, and I kind of figured when she kept asking him that maybe it was his mother or something. It was somebody in his family, but then when it came up here, I was like, oh, it must have been a friend of theirs. So it's Takumi's brother. Okay. Is my guess. I push a strand of hair out of my face. I mean, why are you even asking that now? Just wondering. So what did you do while you were gone? How was the UK? It was nice. It's an interesting place, very different from Japan, and yet similar in some ways. I liked it, but I feel most at home here. Hey, watch out! I look up and see a ball coming right at me. In the brief moment between panic and understanding what's happening, I suddenly feel like I've been set on fire. The ball explodes midair before it can get close to me. Behind the flaming falling pieces of the ball, I can see the people confused and backing on up. Behind the flaming falling pieces of the ball, I can see the people's confused and terrified expressions. I can read! I mean, Jesus, what? My skin feels like it's being stabbed with millions upon millions of hot needles. I can't turn it off. Whatever it is exactly. I look at Takumi and a small flame bursts into life and explodes midair. Right where he was sitting before he suddenly hopped away. In a rush, Takumi gets behind me and covers my eyes as he pulls me up from the pool. Although blinded and confused, the sensation of Takumi's unexpectedly soft hands on my eyes feels almost calming amidst the chaos. Sorry about the ball, guys. Wow, that was crazy, huh? I hear him say even as he drags me along somewhere. In a strange moment of serenity among the utter panic, a single thought comes to mind. We must look like a pair of complete weirdos right now. Takumi desperately whispers to me, "Cover your eyes." He drops his hands and pulls me along by the hand instead. I do as I'm instructed, even as the fear settles in my head. Shit, what just happened? Did I do that? Did I destroy that ball? Did I almost hurt Takumi? Without another word, we rush out of the pool. I had to keep my eyes closed even on the scooter until the ride itself calmed me down. Afterward, I immediately felt exhausted to the point that Takumi offered to let me ride on his back, but I refused. I tiredly trudge past Aurelia, who follows me with her eyes. I don't have the energy to look back as Takumi starts explaining what happened to her. I fall into the bed, barely able to keep my eyes open. Damn these powers. I'm so worn out. I didn't ask for this shit. I need to find Shizuka as soon as possible. The door opens then, but I can't find the strength to push myself up to see who it is. Taku comes into view then. How are you feeling? Like shit? You really haven't changed much. Anyway, I wanted to tell you that I'm going out tonight to get something that will help with your powers. I'm having her really help me, so if something happens and you need us, just call me. We won't be too far away. I barely manage a nod before I fall asleep. A gear crystal. Yeah. I can't wait to see what her gear crystal outfit is. Oh, see, there you go. So her date outfit is the Shinji outfit. When I woke up today, it was, of course, evening. Somehow I've started to get used to hardly ever seeing the sun up anymore. But this time I'm sure I slept so long because of how exhausted I was from yesterday's power outburst. As I walk through the hospital with Taku at my side, I wonder if it's safe for me to be here. No, I'm fine as long as I control my emotions, right? Takumi made a good on his promise to bring me to see Yasu, but now that I'm here, I'm super nervous. Why doesn't he give her gear crystal before he takes her there? Like, I don't know. We come to a halt in front of a door. Takumi briefly glances at it before focusing on me. Here it is. My mom usually visits on Saturdays, so she's probably in there. Oh, alright. I'm gonna go then. I need to finish getting you what I mentioned to you yesterday. Taku turns around before I can say much and starts walking away. See ya. He doesn't turn around, just gives me a quick wave as he walks away. He doesn't want to see you sad over his brother that 3 years ago you had a crush on. It was 3 years ago, and he's been in a coma. And even if he hadn't been, he would have been married, and she would have gotten over it, and she's in love with you anyway, stupid. We will be. 3 years ago, what are we, 19? 19 or 20? I mean, like, so we were like 16, 17, we were like a teenager. Hey, Bert, don't bite my toes through my blanket, you asshole. I stare at his back as he leaves, right up until he turns the corner and disappears from sight. I'm getting the feeling that Taku didn't want to be here at all. I wonder how often he comes to visit then. I turn back toward the door and steel myself, taking in a deep breath. He said his mother isn't here. She always was so kind to me, but it has been a while. You can do this, Inara. With that, I push open the door to the hospital room. I walk into the hospital room and immediately see Takumi's mother, Nyoko. She turns, and when she sees me, she greets me with a smile. Oh my god, she's so adorable. Inara, Takumi said you would be coming. It's been so long. I walk up to Nyoko, feeling a little awkward, and give her a small bow. Nyoko steps closer and pulls me into a one-armed hug. I freeze at first, not knowing what to do or how to react, but I quickly find myself smiling. Nyoko has never been one for formality, I guess. She hasn't changed at all. When Nyoko pulls away, I get a good look at her face, and it hits me just how much I've missed her. Whenever she wasn't working, she was always more of a mother to me than Shizuka ever was. You've grown so much. You're such a lovely young lady now. Though you always were the cutest child. Thank you. Nyoko's expression suddenly relaxes into a frown, and I realize that she must wear it far more often than a smile. Okay. Did Takumi already leave then? I nod. Nyoko sighs and looks away. Takumi doesn't like to see Yasu. He hasn't for years. I finally asked him why. Why he doesn't come visit Yasu anymore. He said that he'll come and see him when he wakes up. Yeah, pretty sure Takumi's brother is the one. Like, so he is going to wake up because I'm pretty sure this is the kid. He looks kind of like the guy that's in the thing for Aurelia. Maybe? I don't know. I mean, or it's another guy with black hair that kind of looks similar to that. I don't know. Nyoko glances over at the hospital bed and I swallow, seeing the thin form lying there. I slowly walk over to Yasu, hook up to various monitors. They should have made him like gray looking because he looks like he's sleeping, and that's so not what he would look like after 3 years in a coma. He looks deathly pale, but oddly enough, he doesn't seem to be wasting away. He grew into such a handsome man, but I hate seeing him like this. He looks so thin and pale and like death itself. I hate it. Nyoko comes to stand next to me. They still don't know what's wrong with him. She sighs deeply and says in a small voice, I just want my son back. I feel a stab in my heart at the weariness and pain in Nyoko's voice. Why did this have to happen? No wonder Taku is so determined to solve this case. He must want to bring some kind of closure to his mother at the least. I spend a little more time talking to Nyoko before I begin to feel like I can't handle it anymore. Being here with Yasu, who almost looks like he's dead, and a depressed and hopeless Nyoko, I can't take it. I want to cry, or scream, or do something. But what can I really do? Maybe be a healer. And for some reason, something seems off with Nyoko. She won't look me in the eyes at times, and keeps cutting her sentences short. I wonder if there's something she's hiding, but I can't figure out exactly what it might be. Maybe well, I'm going to be on a positive note and not say she's shady, but if you think about it, if, like, their whole family knows about the other world, but, like, they didn't think that Inara knew. So, unless Takumi told his mom, hey, Inara's showing up, and by the way, she's a sorceress now. You know what I mean? Like, Nyoko would be like, they don't know. Can't say that. Can't say that. You know what I mean? Like, she wouldn't be able to say any of those things. So, I wonder if there's something she's hiding, but I can't figure out exactly what it might be. Pretty sure I must have clicked back by accident. In the end, I decided to leave soon after. With too much on my mind, I go back to Aurelia's place. I found my way back to Aurelia's on my own, taking the train that Takumi had sent me information about. The feelings in my heart were so heavy that it had felt like I had to drag myself back. I'm so distracted that I forget that Aurelia had put in some new magical verification system and nearly tripped the alarm. Luckily, I remember quickly enough that I'm able to wave my hand in front of the crystal lock in time. I don't even want to think about what might happen if the alarm got tripped. When I get in, no one's there yet again. I sigh, feeling especially lonely. I guess they're both busy with whatever. I go to the kitchen, still feeling weird about rummaging through someone else's cabinets. But a girl's gotta eat, so... While I try to reach a box of cookies from the top shelf, something catches my eye. I turn and see books on the dining room table stacked high. Forgetting food for now, I go over to investigate. After scanning through a few of them, I realize that many of these new ones talk about how to get control and power fast. It sounds a little suspicious, but I guess I'll have to take what I can get. I wonder if Takumi brought these in. I grab some food and settle into study while I eat. Suddenly, I feel more awake and very thankful for the distraction from that depressing hospital visit. After reading for a while and checking the different books, it seems that all of them talk about something called death magic. Type of magic powered by souls. Sounds terrifying, but alright. As I read on though, something else becomes clear. The user generally utilizes their own soul to power it. It's not uncommon for a user to underestimate how much of a soul they have used. Some users even die due to power overuse. Wow, this shit is scary. Am I supposed to be immortal now, though? So do I really have to worry about death then? Logically, I shouldn't, right? Besides, I could just use this to help me control these powers and find Shizuka. And she can take her damn powers back. Still, I should ask Taku and Aurelia about this subject some other time. I continue to read on into the night. The next day, I'm startled out of sleep by a knock on my door. I jump out of sleep right into confusion. Huh? Come in. Still feeling bleary, I sit up in bed as I rub my eyes. The door opens and Takumi walks in, holding a purple shopping bag. I nearly hiss at the light being turned on. Good evening, milady vampire. I hath brought thee a gift. I eye the bag in suspicion as Takumi places it on the bed next to me. Go ahead, see what's in it. I stare at him, but he just keeps on smiling. I sigh and do as I'm told. I look inside the bag and pull out a piece of soft, black, folded clothing. As I unfold it, I realize it's a hooded dress. I look at Takumi, who only grins back at me. Why did you buy me more clothes? Because it isn't regular clothing, it's gear. You can sync it to a gear crystal, actually. I'll have Aurelia do that later. Do you know what a gear crystal is? I nod. I read about it. If you sync enchanted clothing to a gear crystal, you change into it in an instant, right? Yep, and that gear is enchanted with really strong magic to help you with control and focus. I heard it belonged to a powerful sorceress once, hundreds of years ago, actually. Or so the legend goes. Or maybe it was some other kind of supernatural like a mage. Legends are always kind of unclear. Another sorceress? I examine the clothes. The fit and style looks too modern to belong to anyone from hundreds of years ago. Are you really sure about that? Taku nods. Yeah, it looked very different before Aurelia and I had someone tailor it. Taku looks away. I took some of your clothes. but not in a creepy way. Just so we could get a good fit. And I wanted to surprise you. I thought the style would look really good on you, plus the hood will help cover your identity. My cheeks suddenly feel a little hot, and I look away from Takumi's piercing gaze. I take a deep breath to steady my heart and examine the dress. Thank you, Taku. I really like it. No problem. Glad you do. So, have you been studying up on magic? I saw that pile of books is gone. I hold the dress to my body and look at Taku. Yeah, every night for hours. It's actually pretty interesting. At least the books you got me. Oh, that reminds me. I found out there's a spell that will let me teleport short distances using a person's soul as a beacon. So I'd be able to follow you without dragging you down when you're doing your ninja thing. I think I might be able to even see you while you're not there this way. Although it's normally a really complicated spell, so I'd have to use my soul to power it instead. I tried it a few times last night and managed to port a short distance once, though it really exhausted me. Taku nods. That sounds perfect. You get some real practice in tonight then. Tonight? What do you mean? Are we going somewhere? Yep, not a job though. A mission. We're going to try and meet the leader of the Silver Dogs. The name sounds familiar, but I have to think about it for a second before I remember. It's the name of that rebel faction with the Akura Mafia that Aurelia told Taku about. A faction that wants to take out Azucena del Bosque. What? Why? I mean, how do you even know if they'll meet with us and not just kill us on sight? I don't. So then what? Takumi says his next words with so much conviction, it's almost as if he's trying to convince himself more than anyone. Because I believe I can make them listen. I have to. I need this. We both do. This is our biggest lead to both finding Shizuka and finding out what happened to my brother. I have to know what really happened to him. Who he really was. There are signs. Evidence that he might have been working with the Akuras. That he might have been Azucena's lover. What? The words hit me like a blow to the stomach. I can only imagine what the thought alone does to Takumi. See, the thing is you were like 16 or 17, and he was probably like at least 20 or something, so you had a crush on him 3 years ago. You should be over it. Like, I mean, yeah, I guess it would be a blow to someone like, oh, it was someone I had a crush on, but you don't really know him anymore. That, like, you should have kind of gotten over it and been like, yeah, I kind of had a crush on him, and I guess you'd have those memories of like, yeah, I remember when I had a crush on him. But it shouldn't really hurt you that 3 years ago he was fucking a demon chick, because, like, you should be over him by now, you know what I mean? 3 years after not seeing him, and he's been in a coma anyway, but that's why I have to do whatever it takes. That's why I have to solve this mystery. I need to know what happened in Yasu's final days. We stare at each other in silence. I search Takumi's eyes and see a sort of intensity and confidence that I've never seen before. Finally, I drop my gaze and give a slight nod. I'll do my best not to get in your way. Taku frowns down at me and puts a hand on his hip. You can't have that kind of attitude on a mission. I snap my head back up to look at him. I know this is a lot to handle all at once, and I'm sorry about that, but I wouldn't bring you if I thought you couldn't handle it. I've hardly ever known exactly what I'm doing when I go on missions. Every night I go out, I'm nervous. My heart won't stop pounding. It's racing right now just thinking about what we have to do. Taku steps over to me and takes my hand, pressing it against his chest. Even through his jacket, I can feel the heat radiating from his body, the thumping of his heart against my hand. Sometimes I'm so anxious that I feel sick to my stomach. Every night, everything in me screams that I might not be able to do it this time. That this night might be the one I don't get to go home. I'm no different from anyone else. I get stressed. I get nervous. I'm afraid of failure. I don't want to die. But even though I'm terrified, I do it anyway. Because I have to. I do anything I can to get the job done. I couldn't live with myself otherwise. But you, this time I won't be alone. With 2 people, I know we've got a better chance. I won't make you do anything you can't handle, Inara. But I believe in you. I believe in that strong little girl that I always went on adventures with. Who, when pushed to it, can have more courage than anyone. You've been studying hard, practicing. You gotta trust yourself a little. Have some confidence in your own abilities. This time I won't be alone out there, so I know I'll be stronger for it. I'll work hard to protect you, Inara. I just want you to watch my back. If you can do that, then I'll find your mother and find out what happened to Yasu. I swear on my life I will. I'm stunned at Takumi's sudden impassioned speech. I know, right? It's so hot. But looking into his eyes, hearing his sincerity as he poured out his heart to me, his deepest fears, I know that I can trust him. I squeeze my new gear close to my chest and nod. I'll do whatever I can to protect you too. Takumi holds out a fist to me and I stare at it. Oh! Quickly realizing what he wants, I lightly bump his fist with mine. That means we're partners now, so we'll hold you to that. Go ahead, I don't break my promises. Taku nods, smiling, and turns to leave the room. Before he does, he stops, holding onto the door. Hurry and get ready. I'll be waiting for you. With that, Takumi leaves and shuts the door, leaving me alone. I can do this. I have to do this if I ever want to have another chance at a normal life. At a happy life. The irony of doing something crazy to get back to normal isn't lost on me. But I'm starting to realize that this universe has quite a sense of humor. I just have to rely on Takumi and help him however he can. However I can, maybe? I'll do whatever it takes to help him. I get out of bed and begin to get dressed, having reaffirmed myself and found new strength. I can't wait to see her gear outfit! Shadow Scroll. Okay, anyway. So that's the end of that chapter, so I'm going to wrap this part up here. I will see you guys next time. Maybe we'll get to see what her outfit looks like, so yeah. Remember to give the video a big thumbs up and subscribe to see more.